This might be
You got it. You
Yeah.
got it. And another dunk I like that he did was the one where he threw it to himself through his legs and caught the ball mid-ball. And one time, like you said, one time, first time shows that, hey, I'm an assassin. This is a regular thing, especially if you're 6'8", 6'9". Come on, you should have no excuses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But hey, McClung, he's coming out 6 foot out of D-League. He's just, I am tearing this shit apart. Absolutely bonkers yesterday. He saved it. Believe me.
Yeah, no. I really love the other guy though. Like I think what you just said too, most important, the fact that he went through his legs, threw it up. Kenny Smith was saying nobody's ever thrown it up to themselves like that before either. They've always bounced it to themselves.
That's right.
But yeah, most impressive was first attempt. He did it. Like,
That's
that
right.
was so great. What's up, Toronto Raptor fans? This is the Raptors in black and white. We've got Head Swag and Slang joining you on, what is it, Sunday, February the 19th. The All-Star game is going to be later on today.
All-Star weekend, folks. It is All-Star weekend. How you all feeling? Woo, black and white. We're here.
Yes. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's the NBA's party, right? I heard someone describing it. I can't remember the guy. He's from Fox Sports. His name just escaped my head, but he was saying that the All-Star weekend for the NBA is like the Super Bowl, where they've got all the advertisers, all the sponsors, everybody in town, and there's a full scope of festivities that start on Wednesday. Ultimately, they ended up saying that the All-Star game ends up not being the greatest because everyone's exhausted by the time it actually comes because of all the PR and stuff they're doing during the week. But anyway, yeah, well, we'll get back to the. It's been a couple weeks since we did a video, so before we start blabbing about the All-Star game, I think we should talk about the trade deadline with the Raptors and what they did and didn't do. First, let's start with what they didn't do. Do you think they should have done more? Were you expecting more? What are your thoughts on what ended up happening outside of Poeltl? We'll talk about Poeltl after.
Yeah, outside of Poeltl, I thought one of the big three, Van Fleet or what's our next guy's name there? There's the big three, man.
OG, Gary Trent Jr.
OG, and you got it there, and Trent, you got it. But between those three, I really thought one of them were going to actually, take a hike. But guess what? The other side of the scenario, what we were talking about the other couple of weeks, is actually in play. They're all here. They've got years. They've gelled together. So this is actually a good thing. And bringing in Poeltl is just, as we can see, is just more pudding for this to move forward.
Yeah, interesting. I agree. I think I was talking to you on one of these where someone at poker was like, get rid of Gary Trent, do a 3-team deal where someone gets Gary and then someone else gives 2 first-round picks to San Antonio for Jakob. And I'm like,
right,
why wouldn't we just do that directly? So I was thrilled. I think maybe I would have liked to have seen a Fred VanVleet trade, possibly. It sounds like Masai thinks that they were overvaluing some of the people and then maybe couldn't get the deals that they thought were out there.
Oh yeah, they like Canadian money, unfortunately. So that's why I think another reason why these guys actually end up staying where they stayed. So
yeah, right, true. Yeah, I just think that even the last game with Poeltl, I mean, again, what was it? Was it Orlando that we played last time? I'll pull it up here where Jakob Poeltl had 30, went crazy.
28 points. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we had no OG. Yeah, that was against the Magic. But we had no OG, and I was thinking, watching the game, might not have been bad if we had traded OG for somebody like a 3-and-D guy, and then maybe a pick or 2 or 3 picks or whatever the heck they were talking about. But
it's true. But another thing, even what the commentators were saying when I was watching that game, is they're saying, "Hey, we just pulled off a win with a big man scoring our high points for once. And guess what? Going into the playoff, actually the Raptors have some depth. Like I'm saying, as playoffs, as you know, the fouls go up 50% right away when it comes to playoff time. So hey, we need some depth. So do we have it now? Do you think? You know, we have a little room more to play with. Let's put it that way then.
Yeah, it's better. I've been trying to figure out the machinations of how our lineup works now. Like Poeltl obviously should start, especially with the game he had last time. I mean, if they can do those pick and rolls all day long, and even him distributing a few times too. It was a little bit funny. There were a couple of awkward Scotty Barnes back and forth. So obviously, they're just going to get used to each other and get better and better. But if we have Jakob starting, obviously Pascal's going to start then at power forward. OG is our small forward. And then we have what Scotty Barnes is our 2 guard, and Fred VanVleet starts as the point,
as the Jenna. You got it.
Okay,
that could work, and then we could have guys fill in, like I said, as needed.
Yeah, no, then you got Gary Trent coming off the bench, which does give us better bench. Although I like Gary Trent. I want Gary Trent to become
right. Gary Bench. We got pieces with him coming off of the bench as well. You know what I mean? Now we have something to rumble with a little. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no.
So what happens is fourth quarter comes. Hey, these guys start.
Yeah, no, I agree. Sorry, I thought if Boucher comes off with energy, Boucher and Precious seem to be gelling nicely. And if Gary can offer some scoring, then Malachi can sit in there and hit a 3 or 2, which would be nice. And then I guess just Thad or whoever gets rotated in there. It seems like they've moved away from Hernan Gomez, which I don't think is a bad thing. I think he has not really done a lot. He's so hesitant to shoot. Once in a while, he gets a decent.
But don't you love the energy Poeltl has brought as well, though? Because he's like a workhorse.
Oh, Jakob? Yeah, well, okay, let's move into that then. Yeah, no, the benefits of having him, I think, are multiple. I think we get that trickle-down effect where he comes in, and then suddenly there's less pressure on the defense because they know they've got somebody sort of behind them that if the guy does get around them, he can, protect the rim. I think that we are able to then get better on rotation where we are switching and getting somebody out to, block the 3 or whatever when they kick it to the corner. I think we have less sort of dependency when they're all 6'9". It's great, but you don't have that big guy, managing. So they seem to almost have to recover extra, or they're tentative to fully commit and then trying to get back. Where anyway, I think Poeltl helps with that. Defensively, and then offensively, it certainly. I wasn't expecting him to get as many points as he did, but he was averaging 12 for San Antonio. Obviously, they weren't using him as high percentage as we were, but like if he can get into 20 points a game, it's going to be pretty sick.
It's going to be pretty sick. And like I said, we have guys that he could take a break, recover, and come back out. And what I like is his energy. We actually have a big man who's doing what I say is the Raptors, we have too many pretty boys. A lot of jump shooters, nobody running for rebounds. He's jumping for balls. We're getting second, third time rebounding.
Yes. No, that's I think you froze for 2 seconds there. But yeah, no, totally agreed. And it's nice that you don't have to run plays for him either. You can just take what the defense gives or rebounds and putbacks and whatnot to get his points. So talking about Jakob Poeltl, so not only do you get that trickle down effect from him being there, I also like that he was a former Raptor and seemed genuinely enthusiastic about coming back to the city. Like it seemed like there was more effort out there. Never mind the intangible that Pascal is obviously buddies with him as well. And I swear Pascal seemed happier in the last few games than.
Oh yeah, and I playing basketball, gelling with somebody, having that charisma with somebody definitely goes a long way. You know what I mean? If you have somebody that you definitely likable, actually brings, like I said, that energy to a team, that stuff rubs off. And when 2 or 3 guys could catch this, it's actually out. And especially at this time, going into the second half of the season, almost in the playoff, it's almost like perfect. You know what I mean? As long as everybody stays healthy, we keep progressing. This is definitely a good thing for the Raptors moving forward.
Okay, so actually that's better than what I was going to go to the All-Star game next, but I like that segue. How far do you think the Raptors can go with Jakob down the stretch here? We are currently 10th, sitting in the play-in. We got to try and get to where the Knicks are to be 6th. We're like 4.5 games behind them.
And moving forward with this gentleman coming in, now I think those, we've lost probably, I would say 25, closer to probably even 40% of our games within about 6 points. Now having this big guy giving us those secondhand points, I think that's what we need. Now capitalizing moving forward, where our guards, will our OG, our small forwards capitalize on this, that's all we need. We get those couple of wins, I think we could get that spot moving forward. It's reachable, definitely.
Yeah, no, I agree. I'd rather be 6 than just guaranteed. I mean, if we can get up on the top end of the play-in, it's not the worst. If we could be 7th, 8th, and only have to win one of those games or whatever, how that format all goes, it's certainly easier. Right. But yeah, when you're 9-10, I don't know. The Raptors, sometimes in crunch time, we don't pull it off the best.
We don't pull it out. You got it. So now, once again, with Jakob Poeltl there, that's what I want to see, a marquee team. Can we go the full 4th quarters? What's been the Raptors' default this year is that the Raptors, every time 4th quarter comes, 3rd quarter comes, we come out the gate and we're lagging. You know what I mean? It's like going down the stretch when you're supposed to get stronger, the Raptors are getting weaker. It's like they lose their legging. So now that we got a little more juice, hopefully we could go to length.
That's what I like the most about the last game against Orlando, is not only because I don't know why the Raptors want to keep it tight at the end. Like, let's get a lead. We can get a 12, 15, 17-point lead in the middle of the game, and then we let it dwindle, and then they get ahead by 6, and then we're down by 9. Then we're fighting back in the 4th quarter. It ends up, like you said, and within 6 points either way, and sadly, most of the time, us on the losing side. This last game against Orlando, we built a lead. We kept the lead.
That's right.
As the 4th quarter was winding down, we built up a little bit more of a lead. I know in the last few minutes there was some ticky-tacky foul stuff that got it back a little bit closer, but we were up by like 10, 12 and comfortable enough that it was like, okay, I'm not worried now. In the last minute and a half, the Raptors seem to have the lead that we can maintain instead of.
And that's our 2009 championship game Raptors. It's all about what I've been talking about all year, closing out games. We could go 3 quarters of the way, but we couldn't go 4th quarter. Now we brought in some energy, and we're noticing, hey, we could close out a game, and like you said, we actually have a cushion room for those little hiccups. Sometimes basketball is about runs, and if you can't stop the other team's run, you're not gonna get the wins. Now I see us stopping team run with one guy. Yes, one benefactor is better than none.
Yeah, no, I agree. And defensively, I mean, he probably brings a little more even than he does on offense. So
that's right.
All right. So then, did you watch the dunk contest yesterday?
Oh my goodness! Did you see our D-leaguer hopping all over the place? Who actually saved the dunk contest? I don't even think it would have been a contest without this guy inside the goddamn. Oh my Lord!
Yeah, well, it's actually funny because I know on here we've talked in the past about, or at least I've mentioned that, one of my childhood basketball memories is watching. I don't think we were watching them live at your place. They were probably recorded on VHS cassettes or whatever. But we've talked about that. We used to watch the Dominique Jordan battles back and forth back when the dunk contest actually mattered. And I heard some interesting points. I think it was Shannon Sharp. On Undisputed, they were saying that the 3-point contest is almost becoming more popular because there's actually guys from the All-Star game in the 3-point, and the problem with the dunk contest is the people in the dunk contest, you've never heard of. I thought that I'm trying to vamp here for a second to get the guy's name. Who was the other guy that was in the finals with this G League dude?
Oh, yes, I can't remember his name exactly. I know what you're talking, but I can't remember his name exactly. But moving forward, like what you're saying too, just about the dunking contest, for years not having superstars. Like you just said, we were watching, listen to the name that you just said, Michael Jordan and Dominique Wilkins inside we used to have Spud Webb, you know what I mean? Larry Johnson, Grandmama, like listen to the names. And then all of a sudden, we can't get guys to come out and dunk the ball no more. Why is that? Show and prove. You're a guy that came out, you got hops. Actually, there's one kid which I am very surprised that didn't come out, and he's from, believe it or not, he's from our north end here, Shaden Sharp. This kid plays for Portland. He came from Toronto. He actually played with
I think Sharp is the guy from London. From London.
That's correct, exactly. And this kid has bunnies like you won't believe. He's been playing AAU from when I've been coaching Milton's kid, Thomas, my godson, and my goodness, this guy could hop out the damn gym. And I am surprised that he did not show up for the, like, guys like that automatically should be inside the dunk contest. There should be no question. Hey, you are going to be inside this contest. You know what I mean? But yeah, I guess the politics of the game is another thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, one nice thing, or the nice things I took away from the dunk contest were at least they were hitting them. Because again, this commentary I was watching, part of what they also felt was dragging the dunk contest down is multiple attempts. You know, like I hate when they miss and then they're doing it again and they're missing their own pass to themselves, or the other person didn't pass it high enough or whatever. That was frustrating. And it was funny the way that Trey Murphy, I think, I really like that guy. I didn't know much about him before watching him in this dunk contest, but when he came out and he did sort of the like he faked like his setup didn't work, you know what I mean? Like he put it up and then oh sorry, I'm knocking my head. Then he grabbed it like, oh, and was kind of like get the hype, and then the guy came and stole the ball and they actually executed it all perfectly off the basket and he hit the dunk. I was like, oh, okay, this might be
you got it. You got it. And another dunk I like that he did was the one where he threw it to himself through his legs and caught the ball mid-ball. And one time, like you said, one time, first time shows that, hey, I'm an assassin. This is a regular thing, especially if you're 6'8", 6'9". Come on, you should have no excuses. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But, hey, McClung, he's coming out 6 foot out of D-League. He's just, I am tearing this shit apart. Absolutely bonkers yesterday. He saved it. Believe me.
Yeah, no. I really love the other guy though. Like I think what you just said too, most important, the fact that he went through his legs, threw it up. Kenny Smith was saying nobody's ever thrown it up to themselves like that before either. They've always bounced it to themselves.
That's right.
But yeah, most impressive was first attempt. He did it. Like, oh,
that's right.
So great. But yeah, I worry about this McClung guy because I heard people saying that he was going to win because there's some highlight videos out, I guess, on YouTube of him dunking all the time.
That's right.
I don't know. I worry that they brought in a ringer. Like, you know, this guy just signs a 10-day two-way or whatever the heck he's got. But anyway, maybe we will see him more in some games and that it wasn't just a gimmicky thing to, you know, pull this.
Well, they needed a leaper, and I'm glad they found one to bring a little excitement to it because it does get lame when guys are doing these little, like I said, 6'8", 6'9" guys, and they're doing the LeBron windmill or the Vince Carter. It's been played. Now we got a guy 6 foot jumping over guys, touching the backboard, hitting reversals, and the ball's flying through. Like what? You know what I mean? But yes, doing this stuff, yes, since high school. Everybody knows. If you're a baller, you know. But it's just good to see him on the big frame. And like you said, first attempts, and it's flush.
Yeah, no, his were all first attempts too. Yeah, no, both of them. I think it was good that it seemed like they. I don't know if they practiced these dunks specifically, or clearly they just have an ability to dunk where some of the other guys were, you know, doing whatever. Like that's what was the Vince Carter ones were great, partly because they were unique and we'd never seen them before. Right. But he went and executed them first attempt, and you were like, "Oh my god, wow, what the hell's going on?" And so yeah, no, I like that. I mean, I couldn't help but notice also it was a white guy that won the dunk contest. Pretty interesting. I thought white guys can't jump, and then suddenly.
Well, and that's another favorable
only white guy that I can remember.
I'm like, hey, look at this guy. His last dunk is a 560 reversal, and he's doing like I'm doing a guys. You should be like, okay, I am going to lace up and show people like I could do that like 5 times over. You know what I mean? If you're an all-star megastar, prove it to me now. That's all I'm trying to say.
Right. Yeah, no. Yeah, that was interesting. I couldn't tell. Did he almost got like a 720, it looked like, but he weirdly was
That's
like,
right.
he was turned and then, but his feet were turned more. So I think it was just visually more effective that he got an extra turn off of grabbing the rim and almost got one more spin. But anyway, pretty funny. Okay. So, and you're going to watch the All-Star game tonight?
Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Dinner's being served as we speak right now with
Oh,
it.
that's funny. Um, yeah. What time? I guess it starts at 8 or something, right?
It's 8:30
8:30.
Eastern time, anyway.
Yeah, so we got some time. So what do you expect from Pascal? It's nice that it's bad that he got snubbed because I think his stats were good enough that he should have been, for sure been a reserve. Um, maybe not a starter because of his position, I guess, the way it lines up against Tatum.
Well, I'm gonna call it out. When you're a Rapture, being the only team in the league that's not on American soil, they always dirty us. I am sorry, NBA. I am calling it out there. We get the dirty of the dirty, and you just try to dirty a very good player, and hands down, I'm pretty sure you're gonna see him show up and do something good in this All Star that'll make you guys think twice next year.
That's all I hope. I think there's like a weird curse. I mean, there's a few exceptions. We mentioned Vince Carter for a second, and there's been other times like Vladimir Guerrero Jr. did okay at that one home run contest, but sadly, most of the time, at least in my lifetime, Toronto players going to these all-star type events tend to, I don't know, not perform the best. It's
Yeah, we hold our own, but I want to see one of our guys take it over, like flame on, like you said, and you know what I mean, scorch the place. So hey, Siakam, we're talking to you tonight, buddy.
That's right. Yeah, don't embarrass us. Like if you're gonna do your spinoramas and whatever, but like let's just hit them. You know what I mean? And if you're gonna take a mid range, that's cool, but like drain it. Yeah, I don't want you clanking and clanking, and then the coach is like, Jesus Christ, better get Pascal out of there.
So
Yeah, exactly. I mean, it was funny seeing him yesterday too. What was up with that? Did you see with like the camcorder, Pascal?
yes, I see them with the camcorder. Yeah, I was like, he's bringing back stuff. Hey, some guys want to record in 5K, 4K, 8K. He's back on the 1080.
Yeah, I don't know what. I mean, I couldn't tell if it was maybe just a super advanced, and yeah, maybe it's like some crazy one, so it's bigger because it's just jam packed with what she's filming actually like in 3D or something. Who knows? But it looked just like, yeah, the old sort of cassette driven ones. Maybe it's digital. I hope it's digital, but anyway, I don't know. It was pretty funny. Maybe he's got to send that one back to his people, but he's probably hooked everybody back up at home with all kinds of. He's got millions and millions.
All kind of goodies, exactly.
I forget. Sometimes I think it's like me working and sending back money, but no, it's not. It's like 20 times,
right.
maybe even 30, 40 times. Jesus, yeah, they're all set. Anyway, just weird. I'd like to hear why he was using the camcorder, but. Yeah, no, hopefully he does some stuff. All right. Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, the rest of this week, who do we have coming up next? We were playing the Pelicans on the 23rd. So
Mr. Zion and crew. I think what do you think about that? What do you think we'll do about that?
I mean, it depends with them. You never know who's gonna play because they've got Zion was hurt. Ingram has been hurt. I mean, I don't mind that we line up. Well, sorry, I hate when we line up against these teams and then their main star is out and we lose.
I know.
Yeah. So again, that's happened a decent amount to us lately. But yeah, no, if they're not around and the Raptors can actually pull it off, I think we have a chance to beat them. We weirdly were matched up against them pretty nicely last time, but then Zion just decided to take over the game and he pummeled us.
And he pummeled us. Yep,
yeah.
You got it. So that's like you said, we're 4.5 games back. With those guys being injured, I'm doing with us powering up, I'm thinking this is one that we could sweep underneath the rug. That's what I'm just thinking, you know what I mean? So
this is what we need to do. I think we need to just sneaky stealth start, plucking these little games. Even if we only, a win is a win. Let's win by 2 or 3 or 5 or whatever.
You got it. Exactly.
And then we have to punish everybody that's below 500 to get ourselves in there.
And I won't lie, Van Fleet lately, his shots been a little more on lately. I'm like, okay, I think he's heard me. I don't not say cursing his name, but I know that he has what what he's doing now is what I has been expecting from him. So hey, moving forward, keep it going.
Yep, I agree. No, and yeah, getting some momentum into the playoffs because again, that's what it's really all about. I mean, do we have a chance to actually win the whole thing? I don't know, but if we could get, we have enough talent, I think, sometimes where if we have a Jakob Poeltl legit center, Pascal Siakam is freaking playing at all NBA level. He might even make all NBA second team this year instead of third team like he did last year.
Yeah.
And Vliet can play up to his all-star level of last year for the rest of the season. And if OG comes back and does what people sort of expect, like if we could just get OG consistently to get like 22, 24, something like that. Pascal's good for that. Fred then doesn't need to hit 24, 25, 30. He can be like 18 and 7.
So see, this is what I want out of Van Fleet. I want him to hit what you just said. I'd rather him hit 10 to 15 assists, dropping those dimes to these guys, so that him or Barnes come out, like you said, with 22 points, you know what I mean? That our bigs feel good. And that, because hey, you keep a big guy going, those V8 engines are gonna be, when you need them to fill the lane, going down to get those easy points, they're gonna be coming with you. You know what I mean? So just little parts of the game that will help out. So
yeah, and that should give us a win because between
right.
Jakob, Pascal, Fred VanVleet, OG, and Barnes, each of them can get average 20, no problem.
No, easily.
And then we got a supplement of Gary Trent coming off the bench and a Boucher, and Precious gives us 3, 10, 5, 11, 15, whatever. On
you understand what I'm saying?
Anyway, no, I hope that we put it together for the rest of the season. I really would love to see us make it into at least the second round. But we could possibly get to the Eastern Conference Final if we luck out, because some of our matchups too, like, anyway, I know we're getting a little too long here. We got to wrap this up. But when we play Cleveland, we can match up well against them. I really think if we could get out of our own heads, we can beat Philly also. Boston, they've been kicking our butts lately, so maybe we could get lucky against them, but we wouldn't have to play them. That's who maybe we would meet in the Eastern Conference Final. Because I think as much as we sometimes are critical of Nurse, I think he has a good strategy against Giannis. So you know what I mean. If we could get like a first round Cleveland, wipe them out, then play the Bucks,
76ers,
or 76ers, take them out, but then or the Bucks, I think we could beat and then hit, because I think that gets us to the Eastern Conference Final. And we probably would lose to Boston in the next round, but anything can happen. So yeah, who knows? Maybe Tatum goes down. Not that I'm happy that Durant went down against us in 2019, but
I know. I wanted to solidify it, but when the train already left, I was like, with that happening, I was like, you know what? That just means we got this. We've got this, and so said, so done.
Yes, I agree. I think the Raptors had a chance if Kevin Durant was there playing, but it was way easier without him there, obviously. So
yeah.
Cool. All right, sir. Well, thanks again. Let's please, out there, if you're watching, subscribe. I think you can subscribe over here, but again, I'll get this right for next time. You can check out some of our other videos there. Share this with some friends, please, or just hit us with some comments and likes. I mean, give us some feedback if you're watching the video and you think it's interesting at all, but maybe want to tweak it that we talk about something else or go into more depth on each topic. Whatever, give us some feedback. We really appreciate it, because we're here for the long haul. So yeah, thanks for watching.
Thank you, folks. Happy All-Star weekend, and enjoy.
All right, enjoy the game tonight, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.